Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Sound check. All right, ignore the timer. We're going to get started here in about roughly 3 minutes. Trying to figure out how I can listen to the music too without wearing headphones.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Give a quick shout out to Charting Crypto, who's live streaming tonight. Drop by there just to check out on him, and he was kind enough just to mention to his people that I'm streaming tonight, and I always appreciate that. it's good to have a camaraderie. I can't even say the word, with fellow YouTubers. That's just a good thing. Charting Crypto. If you're not familiar with Charting Crypto, check out his YouTube channel. He is an excellent analyst. Let's see if we can get this thing started. He inspired me to turn my camera on. I haven't done this in a while. Avid's in the house. Grizz says, whoop, whoop. Hey, welcome to the stream, people. How you doing, Grizz? Trying to figure out how I want to transition this. All right. Now, I know if I do this and come back, it's going to set everything off, but let's give it a shot. All right, welcome to the stream. Yeah, got my filters working, so this should be fun. I can have lots of fun with this. Really, we can have lots of fun. Makes me want to smell people's hair. Do I look disoriented? Because it's about America. Be in China. That is what the Twitter files seem to reveal. Hey. I'm just here to hang out. But Mr. President, I just want to tell you, I'm not very happy with the way that you have been treating this country and the way that you've been treating crypto. And here in Texas, we're not going to stand for it. Well, you're in my world. Oh, okay, let's see if we can get to the stream now. All right, hold your ears, because I am not for sure that this thing will just go freaking crazy wild and set everything off. But here we go. There we go. Man, I have not figured out why it keeps doing that. Well, red day in the market. Let's go to the chat, see how everyone's doing. Chris says, good brother. Aha. Okay, glad we got a few laughs there. Got to start out and have a little bit of fun, right? See if I can get my screen all set up and everything. Man, what a day. That's just in the hour. The day actually looked pretty good. Zilliq's been impressing me, and they got that EVM thing going on, so they got a little bit of news out. Q&T's headed up just a little bit. XRD's been still in the show a little bit today. I'm not even in that one. Woo. I do have a little bit of woo. Took a little profit on a little bit of woo. Alrighty. I need some more mother likes on this mother stream, or I'm going to start quoting the Bible. Man, I'm going to have all kinds of fun. It's just hard to navigate all this stuff. If you're going to do Sleepy Joe, you have to nod off. Oh, that's true. That is true. Hey, there's Leandro. How you doing, Leandro? Always good to see you. All right. I was originally going for a little bit more rock star, but then I found this one that I thought was kind of creepy cool. Well, let's go ahead and get into the charts, take a look at things. And just another shout out to Charting Crypto for mentioning this live stream on his live stream. Charting Crypto is awesome. All right, Bitcoin 4 hour, man. Stochastics are up on the upside. Why is this not working? I do like this, though. I do like that the MACD... Oh, man. That did not work out good. I have to change this up just a little bit. I guess we're going back to this face. So we got a bullish cross here. The histogram's going into the blue, just getting started. It could be a good turn. It could be something worth looking at. One of the things I was noticing earlier, and I mentioned this in the Telegram group. Let's see if I can pull this up. There's lots of different ways that you can look at this. Okay, now when we zoom out, we see that we're in a rising, broadening wedge type pattern, opening, broadening wedge. I just call them megaphone patterns, and this one's a rising megaphone. So that means that it's bearish. We broke to the downside. Now, usually this is a very bad sign. Okay. Usually when we do that, we're going to go down, and it looks we possibly could be doing a retest. So I'm watching this very closely. And now we also have another downward megaphone. Now this one's actually bullish, broke to the downside. If by chance that we break back into this, we'd be breaking back into two patterns. And I would take that as a bullish sign, and I would go hard and heavy. I'm watching closely to see if there's possibility of that happening, because if we zoom in just a little bit, there's another pattern that may be bullish. If this is not a retest. Now, see this red trend line? And it looks a little bit better on the 1 hour. This is very... Where did my pictures go? Now I lose them. Right over here. There's a possibility, and it's up in the air right now, of a bump and run reversal. So those are the things I'm looking at closely. So I've got to start paying attention a little bit more to the smaller time frames, because we got rejected. So we got two scenarios going on. We're either going to come back up and bust through this, or we're just going to keep on going down. And I have not been able to determine which it's going to be yet. So there's a little bit of hopium to be had if we can break back up into this pattern. Otherwise, get ready for some more downward action. So I'm on the 4 hour and I'm watching these moving averages very closely. And there's a little bit, it's not, there's a possibility this could even out just a little bit. So I'm watching that. If I see this blue cross over the 100, I'd be pretty sure we're coming down. So I'm just kind of watching these things a little close, because I still have just that little bit of hopium. We do have some bullish divergence here. So those are some of the things I'm keeping in mind. I'm not trying to be a moon boy. I'm just throwing out a possibility. And we always get in these situations where it's either or, on the weekends. It seems like it's just, they keep us hanging on these pivotal moments, it seems. On the 1 hour, we're finding support on the 21 moving average, but we are under the 9, and the 9 is under the 50. So I think watching these smaller time frames can give us a little inkling as to what to expect. So I'm kind of tuning more into the 15-minute right now, and we got a green dot on Market Cipher. So we'll just kind of try to remember to watch this closely during the stream, because if this rejection is confirmed, so if I see us come up to this 200 and not get past it, or if I see us come up to this red line and not get past it again, or not even make it that far, I'll be shorting. I'll enter a short. And if we cross over this point, then I'm going to go a little harder on my longs. But so really all I'm doing right now is waiting for confirmation. Javi says, I'm looking at the CME gap we're close to. That's another thing. Yeah. Let's bring up MBT here. Switch over to regular candles. And can we do it on the 4 hour? Let's take that VRVP off. So we got this one. We already filled this one. I was pretty sure that I think this is the little guy. Yeah, right here. Let's go to the daily here. Make sure I'm looking at the row. Okay, so we had a gap here. Then we came back and filled it, and then over that weekend we made another one. So it's like, I'm not sure how that's going to play out. Is it open? Is it closed? I mean, did this satisfy it? I don't know. But man, looking at the daily with these regular candles, it certainly does look like we're at least heading back down to 25,970, about 2,600 with this 50 EMA. And even on my Heikin-Ashi candles, we do have that. But some things here I do want to point out. I mean, here on the daily, with my Ichimoku cloud that I pay a lot of attention to, it is kind of thin. So it makes me think this is just I think this is just a normal correction. And we've looked at this before. Let me go back to my other charts. It's just the one with the head and shoulders pattern here. I mean, there's like a 65% chance to retest this neckline. Now, dropping back into this rising channel will not make me feel happy or comfortable, but if we do not get support here on the daily at this 50 and we break through, we're coming back to the 100, and that would give us confidence for that area, and that could be as low as 25,000. It would be nice, and we got a green candle here, blue on my screen, on the daily. There's conflicting signs, but I still see just that little sliver of hope there that I'm keeping my eye out for. But stochastics are down at the bottom on the daily, so that's a good sign. And I mean, they're down and starting to turn up already, and we got a green candle there. So it's all me watching to see if we break back into that pattern. So some things look like it could do it, and then some things make it look like it's not going to. Oh, we got Shift Natron here from Charting Crypto. Hey, glad to have you guys here. Charting Crypto feels my respect. I do respect Charting Crypto. His heart's in the right place, and he's a great analyst. Barring the indicators, Gris says, barring the indicators and just looking at the way the market's moving, it seems like a redistribution to me. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But I don't like that we broke that trend line, man. I just don't like that. But, if they do a fake out, and a big part of my strategy is looking for these fake outs, these bull and bear traps. Because usually what I find when they break back in that pattern, they go hard. And so I do want to watch that closely. Now, coming on the 15-minute, it looked like they jumped up. Let me check and see how well that trend. Well, this on BTC USD. This is the trend line I'm going with on this particular chart. That white one there. Because I did line it up a little bit better on this chart, so I'm watching that. But 2 hours looks spent, man. So that may be our rejection. You may be seeing me go short here very shortly, but the 15 looks like it wants to go back up. So my trading time frame is usually the 4 hour. I usually base everything on the 4 hour. And that's where I got some conflicting information in here, because the stochastics are up at the top and we got some divergence coming in, and the MACD is starting to look pretty enticing to me. So for my personal strategy, I've got to see a confirmation on this one, on this chart. But I am paying attention to some of these smaller time frames just to get a feel for it. And Chef Nathan says, "Hey, shout out thanks for the shout out. I can do better than that, actually. It might just take me a minute, but it's always worth doing this." But if you guys are not familiar with Charting Crypto, you need to go check him out. Let's bring up his channel. The man puts out tons of videos, man. He does. He just kills it. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 1.45 and a live stream today. Just amazing. I've not been putting out many videos lately. Part of me has been feeling kind of... Let me ask you guys something. The last couple of days, has your energy levels felt a little different? Because I have felt exhausted these last few days. I don't know if there's anything to it, but some people say that the solar eclipse that we had can make you feel tired. I've never noticed that before ever in my life, but something's definitely been making me just feel very tired all day long. And so the fact this man put out 5 videos and did a live stream, that's worth commending. I even covered Pepe. Awesome. But charting crypto, man, consider him a YouTube friend, I'm telling you. Good man. And he turned his camera on. And he's got, that's what inspired me to bring my camera back. Although it's a little bit more work than I've been used to lately. Oh, Q&T's going up. So guys, let's start looking at some charts or talk about stuff that you want to talk about. It says, me too. Oh, wait. Weird how that, okay. So you, Javi, you've been feeling it too? It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to get enough sleep and gosh, I find myself just nodding off like Sleepy Joe there. Bitcoin, I need you to make up your dang mind. Tell me what you're going to do. So let's take a look at a few things. Ethereum. How are we doing on Ethereum today? Down to 1858. Ethereum's in that same situation, man. Broke back into that pattern. So that's technically a bull trap that should drive us down to the bottom and possibly through that. I mean, it's possible we could come down here to these levels. 1385, any of these levels that I've got marked here. Most of those are fib levels, and there is a measured move if we do fall out of the bottom of this pattern, wherever that might be. Yeah, bring us back down to about just a little bit below 13 or a little bit below 1400. Retest this area here. Oh, these crazy markets. But, you know, when we zoom out, I think we're in the same situation here with not really a solid head and shoulders, but it resembles a head and shoulders. I don't really like the neckline. Well, that actually works. No, it doesn't. Because of this little guy. It's kind of throwing my neckline off. I'm kind of picky about that. So I don't really count that as a head and shoulders, but Bitcoin does have one. Avi says, everyone smash the like button. I appreciate that.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
So guys, I can't stand not having the music. I got to put the headphones on. I got to hear what you guys are hearing. All right. Where'd the music go? Downloaded some new tunes today for the live stream. Chef Natron says he actively puts out members' request like clockwork. Oh, dog, you're right. This week has been a drain fist. Okay, so it's not just me. Cool. At least we all something's in the air then. Javi says Gaussian channel shows some support on the weekly at the 2600. You know, that is one indicator I don't have, and I like it. Let's see which is the good one. That one's got the most. Let's start that little baby. So Gaussian channel, so some support on the weekly. Man, I've got too much stuff on here. Take my cloud off. Oh, I see right there. Okay. Well, that's a good sign. So we can just hold that middle channel. Oh, look what it did to my candles, man. That's crazy. And we're on the weekly, we're in the cloud, in the Ichimoku cloud. And, you know, that's typically a good sign. We can just break above this channel because it's breaking to the upside. of a bearish pattern. Usually leads to parabolic moves, but we're back in that pattern on the smaller time frames. But look at this on the daily. Oh, this, I'm still on ETH. I gotta pay more attention. Go back to the weekly so we can look at Bitcoin. What he's saying. Same situation. So ETH and Bitcoin are still in the same situation there. You guys have to help me stay on track. I got squirrel brain. I was charting the wrong coin for somebody the other day. I think it was Javi. I was charting the wrong coin. So trying to get a little bit of a divergence there. That would be hidden though, hidden bullish divergence that I'm seeing. I don't know. There's that chance we can catch support here. Some of the time frames look promising, and then some of these just look like they want to drop like a rock, like this one. The 2 hour just looks like it wants to drop. So how's your trading been going? Everybody been doing all right? Or personally, I got spanked in futures. My other trades with margin, spot, and all that, they've been doing fine. But I did get spanked because I took my eye off the ball and did not stick with my rules. And every time I do that, I get spanked. Now that resembles the bump and run there on the 15 minute. But it's not the one I'm looking for. It's not at the place I'm looking for it. Or is it? Go back up to my other. You could draw it that way. I was going on another. That could be a bump and run when you take the angle, take the trend line from up here. I was going by this other trend line that I had drawn from the overall pattern. So it's just kind of subjective right now, but I do like the fact that, I've got several patterns that, if we could do, they all say number go up if we can just get up here around 27.8, somewhere through there, and hold that. So I'm rooting for Bitcoin. I'm saying, hey, you can do it. You can do it. 5 minute don't look like it wants to do it. All right. Guys, if you got any requests or got anything you want to look at, go ahead and send it. Otherwise, I'm just going to go randomly over some stuff that I have. But Woo is one on MexC. This has been doing very well for me. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Well, we're looking at it back in July. On this chart anyway. But look at this. Head and shoulders. And we're below that neckline again. Now it's possible, just because it breaks below the neckline doesn't mean that it can't still take off. A lot of times you will see these head and shoulders, whether they're a regular head and shoulders, they'll make that neckline. The regular ones break to the downside, right? But sometimes you'll see them come up, usually about halfway. As long as it doesn't go above this, it's pretty much still valid. And then it can just break on down. And then sometimes they just fall to the bottom. So this one being inverted, that I'm looking at that too. It's possible we catch support here. And this is on the daily, on the 21, and continue up. So, woo. If it breaks above there, I'm going to add to that bag because this little guy has a measured move taking us up to 46 cents from where we are at 27 cents. And I like it. Oh, I freaking like it. Because, yeah, baby, you know what I'm saying. Is dope. For real, y'all. Yeah, I'm playing around. Let's wrestle. So these filters have been out for a while, so I'm just a little excited to get some of them back. Because I can take my face, this face off, and I can put another face on. Get it? Face off. And I can put a face on. I just gotta get them in order. Because it don't work if I don't have them in order. It doesn't make any sense. And I also have a damn good Morgan Freeman. So let me get this right. You want to take your face and I can take this face, because this face is not that good of a face, off. All right, get back serious now, before I start losing people with my craziness. Take a look at it. Oh hell, what happened? That was wrong. Daddy messed up, man. You gotta give me a break here. Daddy did something wrong. Something ain't right, yeah. Woo! All right, I think we're good. All right. Take a look at FET and Jasmine. Let's do it, baby. Let's take a look. This jacket's getting hot, man. And if you guys have a particular exchange, just let me know. But I usually revert to KuCoin because that's mostly where I trade. But MexC is pretty awesome. That is not enough data. There we go. All right, we're going with Binance on this one. And all right, so I was looking at this as possible being a, Adam and Eve, but now those are usually bottoming patterns, right? You usually see them, well, at bottoms, although you can kind of see them, happen in other places. But one thing that they can do, if they don't flag up out here, you can get another booby for Eve, okay? So maybe that's what we're doing, or maybe this is just turned into something else. Let's take a... Let's clear a little bit of this off, because what we were looking at for this to actually validate, it did actually validate with that part, didn't it? All right. Let me see what we got here. Now, I like how that lines up. And if that's a trap, we would be driving down here toward the bottom of the pattern. Let's see what we got. Indicators are looking, some of them are looking like they're wanting to come down. And this is on the daily. All right, give me a second on this one just to zoom out. All right, now I like this. Now we have the rounded type bottom here. I do like that. We got this big wick here, which normally, a lot of times that can mean the top of the move. But it's also making a flag. It is possible we could be in a bull flag. Now, these don't always play out. It's fun when they do, but... And that measurement would take us up to 87 cents possible in that. You could say that we're making a cup and handle. Price is actually rising to the lip there. We got a nice rounded shape, and then we have a flag there. So that looks actually highly probable to me. And the measure move from that, one measure move would also be the measure move of that flag. The other way is to go to the neckline. It's got a nice neckline with candle body closes there. And take the measure and move from there, put it to the top, and I put it to the candle body close. And that also takes us up to right around the same area. So that's what I'm rolling with on this little baby. Let's adjust that and make that a measure move. And both of those were from cup and handle and bull flag. So I like what I'm seeing on FET. And that's on the weekly. Indicators are looking a little interesting here. I do like the fact that money flow's coming up. Stochastic's coming down. That's great. Looks like they had some bearish divergence there that drove us. And that wasn't strong. So things look fine to me there. In the weekly, in the middle of the cloud, usually spits us out to the other side. So I would definitely be looking at that. Do have some short-term targets here, but I would look at the 2 measure moves. And these are just for, if you're just trying to get in and out and for a short-time trade. And that's pretty much, going back up to this wick, just different levels there. There could be some rejection here. I got a 618 marked at about 48 cents. So that may give a little bit of a hiccup, but man, this looks like a good setup. Looks at Ichimoku clouds, really nice and thin over there. It's got a lot of signs saying this is getting ready to go up to me. And so I'd be looking about right at 65 cents, just a little under, and even 87 cents. Those are the 2 places I would look at. Actually, I'm holding this one for a while. And see if we can get an idea of what to look at possibly for an even higher target. $1.51's not out of the question. $1.67 and $1.90 are not out of the question. Let me go ahead and mark those little guys. But I like FET. And I've been meaning to take mine and see if I can put it to work for me, but I just haven't got a chance to explore that ecosystem yet and see what all that they have going on. Do you get Gene Simmons? Yes. I got one that makes the tongue come out, but I don't want to gross everybody out. Oh, Face Off. Yeah, great movie. We catch up with the chat a little bit here. Sideways for 3.5 more hours. Talking about Bitcoin or anything, probably. I gotta keep checking on Bitcoin real quick. I finally figured out, I've seen people do it, but I didn't know how. It's so simple. You can cut and paste and just paste your pictures right into TradingView and they'll just keep them there. So these little patterns and stuff, set them to the side. But I'm really, okay, this bump and run, the possibility, we got a possible scenario for that. And the reason I bring that up is because this is Bukowski's #1 ranking pattern that plays out. Out of all the patterns he's got, this is the best one to play out. So I'm watching this closely. If we get that, I want to be in on that move. So, and the 1 hour is where I'm really, really seeing that. All right, so we were asked for FET, and we're going to look at Jasmy. Let's bring up Jasmy. Zoom out just a little bit. So yeah, Jasmy is in this nice rounding bottom. This one's got the setups that I look for. This is a bottom pattern that I want to see when I'm trying to build a position, get a big bag, saving it for the bull market. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those nice rounding bottoms. I'm also looking for a triangle, a falling wedge in there. And then usually after the falling wedge, you'll see like a megaphone type pattern, which looks bearish, right? But eventually it breaks out of that and this one goes on a tear. It can take it a while. It's an accumulation pattern. So people are accumulating. This is what the whales do. They buy on these bottoms like this. So when you can find a coin that's still got this pattern there, we're playing it like the whales in accumulation. Now, I do like to do trading, but, you know, we're at the point in the market, still in a point in the market where we're going to do some serious accumulation, do some heavy position trading for what's going to come when we actually get a true alt season. But we're above the 200 on the daily. We fell below the 9, and that's fine. Usually comes back to the 21 and takes off. And if it happens to fall below the 21, it's usually testing the 50. And all those are still within this. It looks good to me, man. It looks good. Stochastics here on the day they're getting ready to take off again. They're already tilting up. Money flow starting to come up. VWAP starting to come up. MACD's running a little bit behind here, but it is. I lost it. Can you bring that back? Thank you. But it is a lagging indicator. But man, that's a. I also look at the angles of these crosses. The steeper the angle of the cross, usually the bigger the drop. So I'm gonna pay attention to that and see. Just, you know, we may be rounding off. It may not be very severe on the MACD. Other indicators are showing some promise there. We'll come down to a smaller time frame and see what we got. Well, let's go first to the bigger one, to the weekly. Money flow's coming up on the weekly. It's got good signs on the weekly. Weekly looks good. Daily looks good. It's the smaller time frames we got the hiccup on right now. The 4 hours not looking all that great. So we'll probably come down, retest this 200, and that would be right in line with the parabolic line that we got, this 90. So possible we could see down to about 55 cents maybe with Jasmine, or 0.00055 cents. But overall, I like it. I like the pattern on it. It got delisted, I think, from Binance, and I never really caught the story why. Chris says, awesome, I was just asking. Charting Crypto, hey, glad to have you in the house. I already gave you a plug, man. We do it again. Because I like his channel. Man had a camera up. Inspired me to get my camera back on. But Charting Crypto, the man who puts out tons of videos. You did 5 today and a live stream. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. That's amazing. There we go. But glad you stopped by. I appreciate that. So we just got through looking at LPT and Jasmine. Anybody else got one to shoot toward me? We can definitely take a look at it. I'm going to pull up my little MexC account because I'm going to go over some MexC coins. It's trying to get me to update, and I hear that there might be some KYC stuff going on with MexC, so I don't know the story behind that, but I have not updated. All right, one that's been doing well for me has been ZZ. I did a video on this one. It's Zigzag. And if my memory serves me correctly, I was just looking for patterns and came across this one, and it just looked interesting to me. And it's been a minute. And let me see how this little guy's done for me overall. Because MexC gives you all that information. It gives you your average buy price and everything. And I'm in a little bit of drawdown. It was doing really good, though. Looks like my average price is about 45. So it got up to 60, 64. That's when I seen it. I think I took just a little bit of profit there. Just one I've got my eye on. It was an exchange. I think it was a perpetuals exchange, ZK Sync. But it's drawing this trend line here. It's just doing a retest. So I foresee the possibility of getting a little bounce there. That's what I'm looking for. Shiftatron says Wojak. Now that's one I'm not familiar with. And I like coins I'm not familiar with. And let's go with, I guess, Gate.io. Not enough information there. See if we can get some more information. Okay, so relatively new coin looks like. Wojak. Woo, maximum supply 64 trillion. Market cap 7 million. Okay. Circulating supply 16. So everything's out in circulation. Now that's appealing. I'd much rather see that than have them going to be released on my head. MexC, Gate.io. Where are we at on our price history? Let's see how far this thing goes back. So where are we at? So released this year. Price action's got a nice rounding bottom shape right there. I like that. All-time high was all. That makes no sense to me. Okay. Okay, all-time high was 4 days ago. And we're down 62% from that. But all-time low was 1 day ago. And we're up 30%. Okay, that sounds crazy. Let's see what we got. Smaller time frame. I do like that rounded shape, man. Now, it could be, and I don't like to say this very often because it's almost to a meme with some people on YouTube, that almost everything is a cup and handle. But with price comes up to the lip and then we get the rounding shape, that's my criteria. It's got to have that to be a cup and handle in my book. But I do like the rounding shape. And a possible flag, it possibly is. So taking that into consideration, now it could continue on up, you know, to make the lip up here, because usually we're kind of looking for a horizontal lip. Sometimes they're a little slanted, so if it kind of flags off, but we don't want to see the flag come down more than 2/3 of the way, and that's something that some of the other guys don't explain. When you see it go below that, it's going to be something else, like maybe a double bottom or something. But I would really like to see price action actually continue up just a little bit to complete this, and that's a possibility. Continue up here and then flag out. And if it does that, I'll be looking at the possibility of getting it, was it 0.000243 would be the measure move if that plays out. Indicators. 1 hour looks interesting. Looks like it's trying to do something here. Because money flow starting to curve up, stochastic starting to curve up to the top. Let's see what some of the lower time frames do. Flirting with the cloud right now. That may drag us down. See if we got anything that sticks here. That sticks. Candle top there, candle bottom there. Keeping that same angle. I'm very big on trying to find an angle on my trend lines and see if it matches up, if I can find a confluence on other touches there. So it looks like it's possibly flagging, and it may be a cup and handle, which is a very good pattern for upside movement when you identify them correctly. So just got to give it a little bit more time to kind of verify that. But it could be. That looks good to me. Charting Crypto says, I don't use KYC on MexC. I don't either. So if they make us, I'm not going to be happy about that. So that's why I haven't updated my app yet. It said something about some kind of KYC update section, but you know, they always surprise you, seems like. I know Binance did, and all of a sudden you have to move everything off, and what a hassle. I don't like going through that. All right. Avid asked for Gala. Let's take a look at Gala. probably got something here on KuCoin already done up. Oh, and my those lovely, lovely symmetrical triangles that I do not trust as far as I can throw them. That was a fake out. It was just really, I was looking for that in July. It wasn't round in shape. I was looking for that bottom pattern there. So it's very important to get them at the right time of the cycle, because that did not pan out. And that's most likely where most of my bag came from, which is close to where we are now. I think I am at about 5 cents on Gala. All right, so we were kind of looking at the idea of this kind of Adam and Eve pattern there, which is not where I really like to see them. I actually like to see them like on a bottom, like this be the Adam and then this be a big Eve, making just a big giant bottom pattern on a large time frame. That's where I really look for those patterns. But sometimes you'll catch, you know, like a mimic or maybe a fractal kind of version of it within another pattern, just to kind of give you a possibility of it playing out there. This one totally came up. It actually completed that, came back down. And we could be seeing, you know, another kind of rounding shape there, or we could just come on out. Symmetrical triangles, this is what I look at it. What did I just do there? I don't trust them because they will fake you out. So they can come to the downside, they can come up to the upside. I've seen them do that a lot, and I just don't trust them. And how I usually play them is I just continue these trend lines out, and they usually respect it. So if it comes to the downside, you can see it do something like that. Breaks to the upside, you can see it. They do some crazy things. You can also look at this, you know, as a see if we can move this. Copy and move. I like to check for the angles again, see if I've got anything in it. Maybe I don't like it. I'm not going to go with that just yet. So the daily, that's when I start turning to my indicators, get a little bit more information. Stochastics down like they are on a lot of them. VWAP starting to come to the upside, money flow kind of hanging in there. So we might get a catch here. I just really don't like drawing symmetrical triangles. But I do have some targets. If we do break to the upside, let's take a fib and see where we're at right now. So basically found support here right around the 618, kind of getting rejected there at the 382. Got rejected 618 from that leg twice, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That doesn't make me happy. Doesn't mean that it's terrible. The biggest thing is that we're holding that 200 daily moving average, and that's the most important thing. As long as we can keep that, we got a shot to go to the upside. Retesting the 50 right now. But it does. To me, it looks like it wants to come down to retest. It's about 3.6 cents. MACD kind of wants to pull up the wrong screen. MACD kind of says that too for me. See if we got anything else that may be standing out to give us some hope of some upside direction here. This is my biggest hope, is the VWAP is starting to turn up in stochastics, but the money flow is still kind of angling down. It looks to me like we got a good chance to retest that, so we might get a better entry price. It'd be one for me to make a note to set an alert there. I could help even out my bags just a little bit. See if I can just set alert to let me know when it hits that 200. But if we do break to the upside, you know, I got 5 cents, 5.5 cents. a measured move up here at just a little under 7 cents, 6.9 cents. And silly me did not put what that measured move was from, and I'm pretty sure it is probably from a falling wedge. See if I get that just a little bit more accurate there. Put the breakout. I'm pretty sure that is where that measurement came from. Raise it up there just to 7 cents, and let me label that so I will remember. So that's actually one that I'll be looking at. The target I'll be looking at would be the measure move for my personal bags anyway. And we got charting crypto. As for Bonk, let's take a look at Bonk. Bonk is one of your that's one of your favorites, isn't it? Or you're liking that one right now? I'm not. I'm pretty sure I don't have that yet. I've got way too many. I've got to thin out what I have. Oh, I like love the rounding shapes. I love the rounding bottoms. That MACD though, on that daily, a lot of these coins doing that, and that's a sharp cross right there. Let's see. But you know, the Ichimoku broke to the upside. Usually, this actually looks good to me because I put a lot of stock in this. This one helps keep me in balance, I would say. It's already broke out to the upside, and usually if it stays here, it'll spit us out. And we got that green right there, and that could be a sign that, you know, for more upward action there. So I do like what I'm seeing on the Ichimoku. I do like what I'm seeing here on the money flow. Stochastic still has a little bit of way to come down though, possibly. But VWAP's starting to head up. So possible to come down to this 50, about all those zeros in 6448 could be in the cards there. So let me just back up to the weekly, see what the weekly looks like. Doesn't have anything. Come over to the 4 hour. 4 hour looks like it's gained support here right around the 200. Not a solid touch there, but that is close enough. But oh man, I don't like seeing this 21 getting ready to cross that 100. So that may actually bring us back down to actually retest this and get a firm touch on this 200. And that's at all the zeros in 6681. But we do on the 4 hour have the cloud thickening up. And that's usually what I noticed, that I like seeing the cloud thick. Because when it does that, that's when it usually draws us into it. So that could be a sign that, you know, this is not going to be severe. But we definitely never want to lose our 200s, moving averages on the 4 hour or the daily. If you have a choice, lose it on the 4 hour, never lose it on the daily. Stochastics overextended. Money flow starting to level out. It's still a little bit too early for me to tell right now. But I do like VWAP up there. Let's see, do we have any good divergence going on? So there's a little bit of hidden divergence. And it hidden bullish divergence, just a little bit there. And that's all we need. The only thing that with hidden divergence is that, just in general, is that price can still come down with hidden divergence, and then that can lower your trend line, and then you lose your divergence. So don't put as much stock into hidden divergences as I do regular divergence. I always want to see those regular divergences. But it does mean that, you know, it can continue in the pattern that's in the trend that it's in. So we're in an upward trend. We got our low, you know, higher. We got our high. It's not a higher high, but we got a higher low, and then we got our higher highs. So we're doing fairly well on that. I'm just worried about that right there. So let's take the 1 hour. See if we can. 1 hour starting to look a little better. If this 21 will hold, and we can get. Oh man, I'm going by my Ichimoku here. If I saw some green there, I would feel a little bit better. But I see it kind of thinning out there. My biggest thing would be that we're probably going to retest this 200. That played out nice. Let's check a few things here. So that's underneath the 618 from that swing low to that swing high. Holding well on that one. My music is sounding funky. All right. That I don't like. I don't like that angle. Those angles mean a lot to me. But I see the curving on the 9, but we're under it. So what I would hope for is just maybe a wick down, just to touch that that again, and it may make an inverted head and shoulders. If it does that, that would be awesome. If I can draw it a little bit better. That is probably what I would be looking at. If I could see that, that would give me more confidence that we have more upside on that. So that could be a possibility, getting some type of inverted head and shoulders, then getting more to the upside. We just got to get 1 hour. You know, we're still above the 21 there, and this is kind of normal price action, so possible to see that. I do see money flow coming to the upside. You see what I get for targets. Oh, now zooming out, I do like that. I like that. That is what I need to see. When in doubt, zoom out, baby. When in doubt, zoom out. All right. So we got this area. I like that. I like that. Support and resistance possible. It's more of a zone. Got a little bit of a zone, and we're just kind of like smack dab into the zone right now. So let me define this. Do have that wick. Okay, I kind of like that. Let's go ahead and drag that over. So we're just right in there. We're stuck in that little zone there. But we got to break out from the falling wedge, and it's cool for it to come back to about this breakout period or breakout point, or down to the line. That can affect performance, but generally it's pretty good. This is more of a shallow falling wedge, which, you know, they normally perform better than the more steeper ones. Let's see if I can move my screen down to where I can get a good measure move. And hopefully this is giving you maybe some confluence to your own TA. But that would be the measure move I'm looking for that pattern. Now I'm not familiar with this one. Is this it's a meme coin. Is it Solana? Okay, so measure move there. It would be great if we can catch this area, and you know, that's the measure move I got is coming in at 5 zeros and 12. So So from where it is now, wow, that's nice. 70%. Just getting there from here. Got the green dots on market cipher here. 6 hour actually looks good. 6 hour was promising. 6 hour looks like it's wanting to do something. Because it's in the 6 hour looks great actually. So which one was scaring me or making me feel nervous? This is not bad. 1 hour's looking good there. Stochastics are just kind of up high. So we may dilly-dally in here in the zone just a little bit, but it's already got its breakout from the falling wedge. So that's really all I need to see to make me feel better about it. And I do like that green on the Ichimoku cloud on the daily. So I'd say a lot of our coins are just going to stumble around for a few days with this crazy action that we've got. You could look at that as being a bearish pattern, and it could. I mean, just to go over all of our possibilities. Could break down the downside and retest this trend line. Could happen. But Ichimoku cloud suggests that it probably won't do that. That's what I got. I don't know if that was helpful or not, but really like to see this area right here just hold. That would make me feel a lot better about it. And if support resistance flip, and it looks like we may be doing that, that's the sign I'm looking for. Is just flipping this into support. Chef Natron says MexC is the bomb. Oh man, I gotta catch up with my chat. Let's just drag it over here. Wojak. Did we just do that? We'll take a look. Charting Crypto says I see a cup and handle on Bonk. Let me look. Well, I'm a little picky on my cup and handles. I've got to see price come up into the lip for me to go with that. So usually when price is coming down to form that bowl or that bowl shape, I don't usually count that. I call it a scallop, but it does have a kind of it can have a rounding shape there, and it does have that falling wedge, and that goes back to the pattern that I look for bottoming. So that seems to, if I can get it there. Don't like the way I drew that. There we go. So that could be what we're seeing there, and I like that. And it's all about being above that 200. And on the daily, I think it's not showing up on the daily where the 200 is, but on the 4 hour, we should be above it, right? And the 4 hour is the one I was thinking that it's possible we could come back to retest. I mean, RSI is at the bottom. RSI. Just right there. I mean, technically you got some bearish, bullish divergence there. So 4 hour, yeah, you do. So that should give us a shot to the upside there. Maybe this is as close as it needs to get to the 200. Usually I like to see them touch, but you know, this little guy right here. That little cross right there, that's the only thing that's making me a little apprehensive. So I would say right here will be a struggle at the 6 zeros and 7-3. And still, I think this could, doesn't matter what I think, but what I'd look for is possibly an inverted head and shoulders forming. So it may come back down a little bit. Short term down in the movement. That's overall, yeah, that's what I get. Ajax looks ready to take off. You know, I haven't looked at that lately. Not on the chart anyway. I saw the price. The price was, I was hoping it'd come down about 26 or 28. It didn't do it, man. I know I've got this charted somewhere. Come on. Oh. Dudes. So it went parabolic, broke that structure. And that's why I've just been waiting and waiting. I've been wanting to get it around. I want to see it come back down here about 23 to 25. That's what I was hoping for. So how are we doing on the daily? This I don't like on the daily, where the 9 crossed the 21. That to me, that is bearish, and we're under the 50, and we're under our clouds. So to me, the daily suggesting that we'll probably come back to this 200, which for me is a great buying opportunity. And that's what I've been actually waiting on, kind of targeting this zone here. And by the time it gets there, that 200 would come up, maybe even up to the top of this level. But that's actually what I kind of see playing out for AGIX. Trend line kind of, that's kind of obsolete now, but I still want to keep it there. Just dot it or something. So I've already got a trend line going from there to there, and we broke that. So I don't see the daily telling me that's going to take off. I see the daily telling me we're coming down some, and this is actually where I've got some limit order set in spot margin. But let's come down to a smaller time frame and see if it might look. 6 hour looks kind of rough to me. Yeah, maybe trying to work on going up, but it's got to get above that 9 on the 6 hour. Oh, same thing over here on the 1 hour. Everything I'm seeing is telling me it's getting ready to come down. But I'm cool with that. Stochastics are kind of high up here. VWAP starting to come down, and that's what I see. I see it coming down. But let's take a... see if we can get some more solid areas. So we made it past the we lost the 786, and looks like we just got rejected there. I'm targeting this guy right here. Gosh, that sounds bearish as hell, doesn't it? But I like my 127s, man. They work for me a lot, so that's 20 cents is on my radar. 20 cents is on my radar. Let's see if we got a measure move. And you can say it's a symmetrical triangle, which now here's some hopium. You know, my take on symmetrical triangles, I don't like them because just because it broke to the downside doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. These little guys like to do the rabbit run. They don't know which side of the road that they want to be on. So it is possible for them to come up here, but it's also possible for them to just turn right back and go the other way. So I'm not going to rule that out, but I don't foresee that. I don't foresee that happening. I was looking at the money flow there, seeing it come up, but stochastics are at the top. But I'm actually eyeballing this zone right here, 20 to 24 cents. I will be snatching some up around that area. All right. This is last chance to jump in the alts. Most have some bullish indicators. Some of them do. But at this point in the market, nothing wrong with building some alt bags. I want to take a look at total 2. I think we already did that though, didn't we? So that inverted head and shoulders on total 2. And we came back below that neckline, but we're still holding. Why do I have that trend line there? I mean, I see what I'm trying to do, but I don't like cutting through stuff. Yeah, I don't like that. It's counting that as a... sometimes I'll cut through candles just to see if there's a trap. So possibly that could have been what happened here. But overall, I like to pretty much just line up my candle bodies, or maybe up with some wicks or something. Now we got an angle over here. Let me take that. See if we got any confluence. Not liking that. So I'm not getting anything out of that per se. Okay, and I've already did fib. So total 2 looks like it lost some support here, so even with that divergence, there's some mixed signals here. I'm looking at my moving averages. I do not like the way that this 21 is just cut all the way through the 50, the 100, and the 200. I don't like that. That's a sign of weakness to me. We're under the cloud. Kind of cool that the red cloud's up a little thick, but it could easily just thin out on us. Stochastics are up at the top, but the biggest thing we got this bullish looking is the MACD pointing to the upside. Paying attention to these angles though, it looks like I got a little curving there. But even that can flip bearish again. Wavetable here starting to curve a little bit. VWAP's coming down, money close coming down, stochastics at the top. It looks like total 2 maybe coming down a little bit lower, maybe down to this we may be losing about $40 billion there. I don't know, but it's still, I don't want to see it come back. I don't want to see it come down this far or past that area. I'd like to see it catch here about 578. So we're looking for an altcoin, maybe we're hoping for like maybe a mini altcoin season. And we kind of had a very, I would call it a micro altcoin season, because some of the altcoins did do well, those last couple of weeks. But as Bitcoin dominance got rejected up here and came back down, that was good. But now we're coming back to the upside, and that's hurting our alts. It's making our portfolios devalue in Bitcoin value. I've noticed that. So just got my eyes on this. I would love to see dominance just get rejected and come down, but it's not. It's kind of looking like it wants to go up a little bit. So I just got my eye on this. It's got a broadening pattern here. This one's just a little bit more neutral than your others. If they're all going, if they're facing toward the upway or facing toward the downside, this one's more a little bit neutral. So I've got to see. I want to see some rejection here. I want to see this just break to the downside. And if it does that, because we're in a wide, a bearish megaphone pattern, and it should bring us back down to the bottom here. Now, if it does that, that would be good for alts. Love to see that. Love to see it. I'd even love to see it get, bust through the bottom of this bearish pattern like it's supposed to and come on down here. That would be a nice little altcoin season. Maybe not a huge one, but a nice one. To drop from 48% down to 42%. I'll take that and find some profit in there somewhere. But you don't take financial advice from just any old clown on the internet. But I try not to give financial advice. I just give crypto opinion. All right, guys, let me find my chat. I lost it again. Gris says, All right, so let's see. We looked at AGIX, And you say it looks ready for a takeoff. What time frame were you looking at? Because it looked bearish to me. And pretty sure we did we did Wojak, right? I just can't remember what exchanges I did it on. Yeah, that was the new one. Yeah, Wojak was possibly cup and handle, possibly. It looks promising. I just want to take another look at this one real quick. So when you draw a curved line, they can be subjective. So sometimes I like to just start at a point and just drag them out. I don't like it. I don't like to get on here and start dragging it because you can make it fit wherever, right? And to me, that's very subjective. So I like to take them from one point and just see how well that they line up. And so I've got some touches there. So, and what I'm looking for is just the possibility of Wojak, just completing another curve to come up here and then flag out. But technically, it's it could be making a cup and handle now, or it could continue up and then make a much bigger cup and handle. But I do see the cup and handle there. Take a look at stacks. Yeah, I like stacks. I moved my stacks off exchange. I put it on, I think I'm staking some of it. And then there's another coin called Alex. I think it's DeFi. So I picked up some of that with some of my stacks. I'm trying to pool it, do some DeFi on it. It's SDX. Okay. Totally not. Yeah, I'm using filters today because I have not shaved or nothing today. I look kind of rough. So yeah, that's really the reason why I've got filters going on today for live stream. I didn't feel like getting all gussied up. Just throwing the jacket and roll with it. All right, stacks. What am I missing here? We need to be under crypto. Something happened there. Here we go. Come out to the weekly, take a look. Woo, weekly. Had some little divergence there on the wave table. It's no big deal. So weekly looks a little iffy there. Not horrible, just standard pullback looks like. 3-day, we're under the 200. So what I see is a rising channel, or possibly a rising megaphone pattern. Either way you want to look at it. Does that line up? They're both bearish patterns. We broke to the downside of it. So, and then we retested it. So it's coming down. So let's see how far it's coming down. Because I've got a spot margin. And I'm trying to build a bag of this on spot margin. So what I guess will be coming down to test this area about between 40 to 45 cents. Measure moves suggest, let's see how accurate that is. They put it at the actual breakout area and not the retest. Really? So it could come down as low as 36 cents. Could be, but what I'd be looking for is for it to come back and just retest this daily 200 moving average. And that's coming in about 45, probably about 45 cents right through there. So it broke, and it may find, it's possible it could find support here at the 100. We'll just kind of have to pay attention to some of these moving averages and how they're working. Right now, it's not that bad, but I'll first see how this green one does. Price likes to come up and retest that, so we could see some upward action from it. Currently, the 9's coming in at 79 cents, so price could fluctuate between 79 cents and 65. Of course, I'm on the daily. Let's come down to a smaller time frame. Get just a little bit more precise here. But we do have the measure move to look for. Make it just a little bit more accurate there. 36 cents. Possible. It's possible. 50 crossed over the 100. So now we are lined up for where these moving averages can spread out as it works its way down. It looks like we got rejected at the 21, so I would be expecting it to come down just a little bit more there. Now we could actually bring up our fibs and see if we can get some other targets. Because the measure moves, they can play out, but they don't always reach that full potential there. So I'm eyeballing 63 cents. These are some possible areas to look for. I would look for a bounce around here. And one of them we already had drawn out, this support area. And that's coming in with the negative 618. So that's giving me two things of confluence right here. So I would definitely be looking up at this 45 cent area. So I need to go update my trade on there and put some buy orders in there too. However, on the 4 hour though, it's got some, we make it a short term, we may be looking at something to go up. The 4 hour MACD looked promising there. So let's take a look at a shorter term time frame. Okay. And it's got, let me zoom up here. We got support at the 9. So the 9 crossed over the 21. So short term, it looks like we got some more upside. It got rejected at the 50. So it's going to come up and test that 50 going more than likely about 74 cents. So what we were seeing earlier on the daily, we could be fluctuating between 65 and 79 cents in the shorter term. But eventually it looks like it's trying to come down a little bit further. So now when I come to the 4 hour, it got rejected on that 21. If it breaks above, I would be looking, 79. But then I'm also eyeballing these other areas too. And if it does come down here, I'm going to get it. Trying to fill my bags with some stacks. All right, guys. If you got anything else you want me to take a look at, just throw it my way. It is getting close to midnight. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But I'm more than happy to look at a few more if you guys want to. Speaking of stacks, now on the 4 hour, we got the big boy green dot here. And what this means is divergences. So there's some bullish divergences coming in. So short term, it might have some legs. Like when I'm looking here at the 45-minute, stochastics are all the way down to the bottom. So short term, you might have something, but overall, as far as the daily, look at that. Stochastics are at the bottom on the daily too, though. So this 100 is the first area that I would be looking at. And that is 65 cents. For those moving averages. So if I had to make a crazy prediction, I think Grizz said it best earlier. It's kind of sideways and then eventually up. I don't like that. This I don't like. Okay. Our 9-day and our 21. Man, I mean, they just started plowing through these things, right? Plowed through that 200 moving average. The blue, the 50, is getting ready to cross that. Now that's what we call a death cross. Not horrible, but it's usually, with all three of those coming to the downside, I'm sticking with this probably about 47 cent area. Even though, you know, we could get a bump up in the short term. That's not something that I'm happy about right there. New coins like stacks might be the play. I know, especially, yeah, that's why I wanted to get on it with that. It's like a layer 2 for Bitcoin. So they're doing a lot of NFT stuff or ordinal stuff on there, it looks like. But with them bringing up DeFi off of the Bitcoin, you know, a layer 2 on the Bitcoin, why not? I think it's got some legs. There'll be something there. All right. Take another look at Bitcoin. Just kind of see how it's holding up there. And I think we were looking at the 15-minute last time. Has it done anything? Bitcoin, what can you tell me, man? Are you going up or are you going down? Is we're rejected here? Are you trying to make it up there one more time, or was that my signal to go short? It's not looking good for me. Not on the 15, it's not. So on the daily, our candle's kind of stuck in the middle of there. I'm trying to find some confirmation so I can jump into a short. And I'm just not satisfied with what I'm seeing just yet. There's some signs. It's just conflicting signs, man. Stochastic's at the top, but yet MACD wants to go to the upside. So, I mean, I don't want to jump into a short and this actually be a bump and run pattern, which is the #1 pattern for upward motion. And this just be a big bull trap and fake out, and then me get slammed again, because with perpetuals, they got me this week. Okay, so I'm nervous of them right now. I'm being a little wary. They spanked me pretty hard. So I'm just looking for any sign here, and I'm not getting it. And the 15, money flow coming down, VWAP coming, well, I think it looks like we got rejected, guys. It looks like we got rejected. So being that if that's true and we continue to see price coming down, we can definitely see Bitcoin start coming down at least to here, right around 26,000. And that's where our 200 moving average is coming there. I'm on an 8-hour, aren't I? Let's see what we got on the daily. But I'm looking at this area. We could come down as low as about 24.6 on up to about 25.2. Got a lot of wicks there, so we could retest these areas. Possible. So if I go short, those are some areas that I'm looking at. I can't go by the daily. Daily's not giving me a 4 hours working though. 4 hours working. And that right there, that moving averages are telling me we're coming down. So my hopium for that being a bump and run, I think, is out the window. My hopium for this being a bear trap, or is probably shot. Although, man, look, we got divergence going on there. MACD. So many conflicting signals there. I'm still going to have to see something else happen before I open a short, though. But man, it's looking like it's starting to head that way. Some people will jump into a short right up here, but I'm just being a little cautious right now with the mixed signals that I've got. But 2 hours coming to the downside. Rejected off the 618. So there's so many things saying that we can go down just as easily. So taking that, and we'll be looking at 26.8 and 26.4 just from where I measured there. Well, I have not jumped into a short yet, but I may do that. Let's take one other. See, here we found support at the 618. Well, I have to keep watching this on the 4 hour time frame because that's what I'm trading on. But once I figure out pretty much a feel for what it's going to do, and stochastics are coming down, but yet that's crazy, man. That's just crazy. Okay, there's a little curve there. I'm having to watch these because MACD says it wants to go up, stochastic says it wants to come down. Other things say it wants everything here on volume. On market cipher, stochastics, money flow, momentum waves curving over, VWAPs coming to the downside. Everything here is saying it wants to come down except for this bullish divergence. MACD says it's wanting to go up. But, MACD did that over here too and just had a little hump. So we may be getting another play, something like that over here. So before I decide what I'm going to do, I'm just going to watch this a little bit more closely. What the hell happened there? And my cloud is telling me, since it's thinning, most likely we're coming down. And if we come down, we are definitely looking at least about 26,000. And quite possibly down to 25. Although I do think that there's going to be a lot of people looking to buy. So for me, on the daily, I'm looking at breaking that 50-day moving average, then moving down at least toward the 1. Do you have any videos on DEXs? I think I did go over Cadena or CADEX when I was going over Cadena. I may have one or two, but I need to do a few more. Do you have a favorite DEX that you like? Because I like Osmosis, just because I got in on that airdrop and everything that came out with that. But it would be good for me to do a few more things on DEXs. So throw some my way that you like, and I'll take a look at them as well. You know what they say about next month? What do they say about next month? Oh, yeah. Sell in May and walk away. And that's from TradFi. And let's zoom out. Let me get to another chart I don't have pictures on. Let's look at some Mays here and see how it played out with Bitcoin. I meant to do this earlier. So this was May. Sell in May, walk away. Sell in late April is what it looks like it could be. Definitely took a hit there. And this was in 18. Now this would be comparable to where we are in the market now, though. So we had the bomb in 19. And May wasn't too bad then. In 19, it actually kind of went up. And this is kind of an area that I'm looking for as a reflection for Bitcoin. Let's go to the daily there. I've been keeping my eye on this, and this is just one of the things I've been looking at. Where'd you go? Right, is it here? That's down here. So this area where we bought them in 2019, and we came up just like we're doing now, right? We had a little hump, had some drawdown to it, Then we got another leg up, and then we dropped. And so we're kind of in this similar type situation right now. And that's what I'm keeping my eye on, because we could have this surprise pump. We could be repeating something like we had over here. Now, how did May work out? So May wasn't that bad. It did have a little bit of a downfall from 8,000 down to 7. So, I mean, there were some ups and downs in that May, about 16%, but mostly sideways. But I tell you what, in 21, it was definitely the truth. That was could have been the best move you made. And here we are in 20. Definitely got some down action there. And that's 20% drop. So are we going to get a 20% drop, or is it going to be bigger than that? And then, of course, in 2021, really started in April, but there we were in May, and then look, ooh. That was a 50% drop in May. I do not want to see that happen now. So I'm watching that. I'm keeping that on the back burner, that whole sell in May, walk away thing. So that's why I really want to know about what we got here. So it's quite common that we'll get a retest. And depending on how you draw this trend line, I mean, I redrew this one, and that's where we retested off of, and we could be headed down. And then, or we can also look at it. I mean, it's possible we could still come up here and still go back down. But right now, what I'm seeing, yeah, those indicators, except the MACD. MACD wants to look like it's doing something, but everything else looks like it's wanting to come on down. Still watching that very closely. Babe Matt, glad to have you here. Just found your channel, great TA. And thanks, I appreciate you being here. And hopefully subscribe to the channel. We also have a cool Telegram group that you can join. The description's in the bottom. I got a free group. It's got lots of trading books. We have trade setups. Let me go ahead and pull it up. So I have this one section that we started out with, and this is where I just kind of keep updates about news and things that's going out. I got some information here on the EVM compatibility thing with Zilliqa. Some news as it pertains to coins, Osmosis, Cosmos. They got some news coming up. These things can inflate, affect the price. And then I try to keep updates on what I'm looking at with Bitcoin. And I was mentioning this bump and run pattern that I'm keeping my eye on the possibility, which we talked about on the stream. But if you go up to I've got all the links in the description below. But there's some other groups other channels that I have. We've got the lounge where all the cool kids hang out and talk crypto and trade charts and ideas there. But I also have this other area right here, our chart room. There's a general area where I'm mostly showing the trades that I'm in and how I'm shorting, my personal portfolio and how I've got it structured and how I'm in way too damn many coins at the moment. But there is the student area where if you're looking to learn some more about TA, I've got some great videos in there. Some that are not on YouTube. They're private videos, actually from a trading group that I'm sharing with everybody in here. And you go up to the top and there's all kinds of videos, and especially the one about psychology. That's a must watch. But for someone looking on how to trade, these videos and then my chart school videos that I have on my channel go over everything how I do it. And then we got this other area where I have trade setups. So every day, except for not as much in the last few days just because of the market, trade setups, ones that I do, some from live streams, but a lot of these are coming from other trading groups, paid trading groups. and with their admins and who are really, they do a really good job with setups and how to explain them. I'll put one of them up here. That's when I did a video, and that's Sinverse. Sinverse has been doing all right. And, depending on who's posting the charts, some of them get real detailed and have really nice, clean charts. Like this guy's name is Joe that posts these. But there's trade setups there that I'm posting this stuff every day to help you learn what to look for. And we take a look at how they draw their charts, and you can get an idea of how to draw your own, compare their TA to your TA. You might see a setup that might be worth getting into. They don't always play out. That's the warning. Joe does pretty good, though. He focuses a lot on beginners, and he does really good explaining his things. But just some of the things I'm sharing with our Telegram group. So maybe we'll see you guys over there. Juno's all-time low. Now, Juno's, that's on the Cosmos ecosystem, right? I got some of that, the staking. That one looked really promising, man. I remember that thing being up to like $30, and then boom. If we're thinking about the same thing, right? It was Juno, right? It's on MexC. Let me go over here and make sure we're talking about the same one. Sure does look like it. I'm looking for the Yeah, it is. Woo, look at that baby go. I'm still not sure what the story was, what tore this one down, but was it a hack or an exploit or something that kind of tanked this one a while back? Hasn't been. We got some more history here somewhere. Who would have the best history? Oh, it's on Euro. That's not right. Big Cat, maybe? A little bit more history on Big Cat. And come back over here. Let's hit max. But yeah, I remember when this guy was up there. And when we have about $45, and then something happened. And I wasn't keeping up with it, but I had some stake and still have some stake, and it's growing, but my pools over there just dried up. But it looks in a good spot for maybe some more upward action. I'd like to see something good come of this, so I haven't done my homework on them and see what's going on, or with the devs, or even what's going on with them at all. But it was a hot coin there for a little while. Can't really get a solid trend line on that. Ooh, it looks like it's still wants to come down with the cloud there. Money flow is deep. It's got some signs that it may do something short term, but that cloud tells me, that cloud. When you see it do this, man, that could mean a bigger drop. But man, it really doesn't have much room to go with the other indicators, does it? All right, let's take a look here. Did we hit our 2.7s? Okay. This is why I love doing this with the Fibonacci. You take the swing high to swing low here. And look how cool, we come down, we got the 2.7. That busts through, you're looking at one of these two, the 414 or the 618. Now you could probably actually come down here with that wick. You could probably even do it with that wick, and we just almost made it to the 2.7 there. But top down here to the actual this swing low, it matches up with that wick too. I think that's very solid. Came down to the 1.618. It should be going up. After seeing that, this should be a good bounce for a bottom. So that's how I'm going to look at that. But man, it looks like it's going to have a hard fight getting back up though. Face some resistance up here about 83 cents maybe. So, and where am I at on the 8 hour? MACD may look a little promising. Money flow starting to come up to the upside. It's got some promising signs there. I just, I think it's going to have a little trouble right here retesting that 21 moving average around this area, 83 cents. Yeah, $43 all-time high. I don't know if it'll see that again. I hope, because I got some of them now. They've been stacking up nice since I've been just letting them stake over there forever. But I need to do some research. Okay, let's see what we got here. So we got SR flip there on that diagonal. Well, maybe, yeah, touching up to the wicks. So hopefully it's found support here. I'm hoping that it found support with that 618 area. Where'd you go? That's the wrong one. It was this guy. Right there's our bottom. Okay. So I think it's got a good chance that 71 cents will hold. But it does have a fight. Unless it does, it breaks back into this pattern. That could be a good sign. Because if it breaks back in that falling wedge, oh baby, that'll get me excited. We'll at least come up to $618, a little over $1. So I'd be tickled to death to see that happen. Look at all these dots down here. That'll let bullish divergence. That's what all that means. So cross our fingers, man. There's a little bit more confluence right there. It could be part of a bigger pattern. It doesn't look horrible. It's just got a little, it's got a little bit of fight up. The moving averages have already fanned out, so that's a good sign that they'll start, the price will start coming up above it, like the 9 and everything. So I think it's got hope. It just got to get above that 83 cent area. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Shout out to Charting Crypto again for mentioning this stream on his stream. Chris says he's picked up some at 78 today and stake it. Yeah, we hope. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And putting them to work, staking. I've got I use Kepler. If I can pull it up. Oh. Let's see, which one am I on? I've got 2 different ones. This is the one I've got basically for the channel. And I don't have much there, but I got 39 of them, and if it's $40 a piece, I'm cool. And this is my freebie over here, where I got my big osmosis airdrop, and I just put that sucker to work. All this stuff over here is just all from it, or build up all the time from rewards trading over for Juno and this and that. So I've got a few. Oh, I need to stake that. 32%, not bad. I'll stake that later. I won't do that here on the stream. Take up time, but yeah, I'm in there with you, Chris. Chris says, thanks, Lang, for a great stream. Learn something every time I watch you and CC. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I just want to be helpful. A lot of people out there just need a break, especially with the crazy as the world's getting. And I just want to do my part to help people that need that break, because I know I needed it really bad about 3 or 4 years ago. And crypto has definitely made a huge impact on my life, and hope it'll make a huge impact on all your guys' lives too. All right, Babe Matt. Well, good. See you soon. I'm glad you stopped by. Thank you very much. Till next time, guys. Which maybe tomorrow. I want to try to do more live streams. Oh God, I look creepy, man. I just saw my face. My eyes glow. Ooh, isn't that creepy? All right. Thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see if we can get our end screen rolling over here. Trying to learn how to be graceful with this. I don't always like videos, but when I do, I always prefer Road Dog Crypto. Trade wisely, my friends.